Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look here at Solana. We are seeing a bit of a sell-off here, but that's mainly because Bitcoin pulled back to that 41,600 mark. We closed below 42K today on Bitcoin. There's a solid chance we're going to see that 39.3 CME gap get filled, which would imply that we could very well see somewhere in the range of the $80 to $90 mark again for Solana. So please keep that in mind. Solana is performing well, but it's still susceptible to the sell-offs that Bitcoin has. So we just got to recognize that. So if you are new to the channel, just know I love teaching people to trade. Hope you can learn something today. If you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a site. Link down below, and we'll take a look here at the liquidation levels first. Then we'll jump into some congrats as well for our community. Quickly to note, $93 to $90 is a heavy-ish concentration of liquidation. Obviously, there's more up here at about 105, but please understand this, just because certain levels have been swept doesn't mean the price is just going to instantly recover to sweep the other levels too. Okay, because again, it's not like it's just a magnetic pull, but it does work kind of like that in a way, where the price action being close to liquidation levels, it'll continue lower to sweep those levels because that's just what whales do, right? There's a lot of psychology behind it, but the general consensus here is that we have $93 to $90 as a close approximate for a range of heavy liquidation to the downside here. It would make a lot more sense for that level to get swept first before the price comes back up. And even if the price does recover, right? We got to be mindful here that we might want to look at some dollar cost average targets today to kind of understand generally where to go next. Now, quickly to note here too, in our premium group, I want to say, hey, congrats to our community members. Bitcoin short from yesterday, or sorry, the day before yesterday, we hit 25% second profit target there at that 41,600 mark. We also took a short from ICP, 23% here, and then of course also a Matic short at 20%. All those trades are still left open. We have a Link long that took profit yesterday as well, but that we took majority of our profit there. We're letting the rest ride. Link's actually looking fairly strong, all things considered. So what does Solana look like? Is it looking strong? Is it looking weak? Well, truth is we're on the bearish side of things. We try to break above this descending trend, which we did, and we lost that pretty instantly. Okay, so again, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're just going to keep dropping because of that. It just implies that that's once again a resistance level. Again, $98 to $100, strong resistance level for us here for Solana. We just got to be mindful that moving forward, that's going to be an area that could be a problem for us. Okay, so we got a bearish engulfing candle here so far today. Definitely looking like we could see some more downside. Let's talk about some things here. So first of all, moving averages. Let's discuss this here. We're tentatively below the 20-day SMA, and yesterday it felt pretty good to be closed above that. Now, today, tentatively closing below it. So we're kind of figuring things out, and what that basically just means is a 20-day SMA is a kind of an indication of which side of the tracks we're on. In other words, are we bullish, are we bearish? Or more so, we just got to pay attention to this bearish behavior, because if we're underneath the 20, we got to recognize that the price could go lower. When it's above the 20, kind of generally understanding it as, the price is in good shape, and we don't need to worry about it too much. Now we kind of got to pay closer attention, be mindful that, hey, this bullish trend has discontinued, and we got to be aware of what's going on next. So what is going to happen next? Well, we're above the 50-day SMA. That's a good consolation there. That's at about $88 to $90. So, excuse me, between 88 and 90 is a potential support level. It's also a key level Fibonacci retracement range there between 1 and 0.786. So there is a good amount of support that we're going to have between 87 and roughly $90 and a half, 90.5. Take a look at some keys here, though. This is something that's kind of concerning, but also not super worrisome yet. But we are testing 50 on the RSI. We lose that level. That would imply that that's a new resistance, and we could very well see the price continue lower. Solana's been pretty good about maintaining itself above 50 on the RSI for quite some time. Okay, that does imply we're still in a good shape, right? You got to recognize that. But as we continue to retest that level, more likely it is to break. So again, we close at just say $94, $93, $95 or lower today. That would put us below 50 on the RSI, and that would not be a great sign. Does that mean the price is going to drop instantly because of that? No. It's just kind of a thing that we need to understand. Big picture, the daily time frame just helps us recognize kind of our place in the world, right? It's just kind of like it's like being self-aware. Okay, we're self-aware that Solana is no longer moving in an ascending type of trend, and we're descending. We're consistently making lower highs and lower lows. Okay, sorry, not consistently. We did break a most recent high with another high. However, we're in a situation right now where we're below all moving averages. There's not there's not a lot of silver lining, you could say. Daily time frame is fairly bearish, not fully bearish, okay? If there is such a thing. Okay, again, I'm just kind of thinking about that abstractly. I'm not like making my decision based on one time frame. Looking at the 4 hour though, we are under all moving averages. We are in a situation where we're below $98 to $100. That's a key level resistance for us. We're now officially below 50 in the RSI. Stochastic RSI is swinging down still, and money flow index is low. Okay, so ideally, the perfect place to buy a bounce, if there is one, is when the RSI comes down to 30 and the money flow index is between 10 and 20. Okay, so that's a perfect case scenario. Right now, still a little premature, a little early. If you buy this dip outside of spot, then you might be in a situation where the price will continue to run down. Expecting Bitcoin to continue to retrace lower. That's just my personal opinion, but we will see here soon if that happens. We have a stochastic divergence, of course, and also a MACD divergence here too. So we're pretty much bearish on every single sense of the word right now on the 4-hour time frame. So what that basically is telling us is that what looked bullish on the hourly yesterday is now looking bearish on the 4-hour today. Because again, 4 1-hour candles equals a 4-hour candle, right? So we've been pretty bullish on the shorter time frames. And the daily time frame kind of gives us an indecisive situation where the 4-hour is very decisive here, letting us know we have broken to the downside, stronger probability of the price continuing lower because of this. Let's take a look at the hourly and see if that correlates or has similarities. We can see a period of consolidation here followed by a leg down. So we're roughly 3 hours into this continuation. We could see another 6 to 12 hours of continuation on the downside, as we can see here reflected on TD sequential. Taking a look at the Ichimoku cloud, we can confirm we've broken bearish as well. We're below the cloud. Never a great look on any type of coin. And at this point, we're free and clear of the price action, so leave your short position open if you have one. We have a short that's taken some nice profits in our swing trading group, or sorry, correction, that's our day trading group. Let's quickly kind of identify that here. We take a look. AVAX 30%, 14% there, or sorry, 20% and 14. Another AVAX trade there. We hit a stop loss on Matic, but there we go, Solana and ETH. Okay, so we're taking some nice profits for the most part here, but again, certain things may or may not work out. You just got to kind of make sure you pick your side. And at this point, shorts seem to be in play. Okay, there's no other way around it. So for me, honestly, at this point, what I'd recommend you doing is, instead of taking a late short, if that's consideration for you, maybe wait a little while and find out and see what happens. It really is up to you, truly, at the end of the day. Me personally, at this point, I think shorts are in play, and there's no reason to consider a long position. I hope I'm wrong and the price goes up, because I know that our spot bags will be thankful for that, right? But at this point, there's really not a lot of proof that there's any type of bullish continuation. So let's talk about some support levels. Okay, so really quick, we can identify this as a previous support at $95.30. I like to round down, maybe just say $95 is a simple way to understand it. 95 is a support. We can also see here, roughly at about 93, a secondary support level. So if we do lose 95, 93 would be an ideal dollar cost average target. Again, for DCA targets, you want to pick a level just above the fib, so it would be 93.50 instead. Okay. Secondary target to that would be somewhere in the range of about $91, again, rounding up a little bit, and then 87.50. Okay. Again, when I pick targets, I do not pick specific levels. I try not to use even numbers. I try to use numbers just above the fib levels to ensure I get filled, because price action has a tendency of hitting those levels and bouncing right back. Okay. So again, I'll post this on my Twitter, Telegram, and Discord for our playout chart. Hopefully that'll benefit you there. But again, at this point, it's not looking super solid here for Solana, just mainly because there's a lot of uncertainty with Bitcoin. If you haven't noticed, the market is pretty shooken up here today. All right, folks, that's all we got here for you so far. Thanks again for watching. Very last thing, of course, extremely important. Make sure you use my link to register for Bitunix. New awesome exchange that we're using. They are extremely beneficial, and the great thing about them is that no KYC VPN. They have trailing stop losses, adjustable targets, a lot of cool things that you don't find on other exchanges. So again, super awesome stuff there. Check that out. Again, you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a site, link down below. We look forward to working with you, and yes, that's a perfect way to describe it. Absolutely. ETH and a lot of coins are hanging on but for dear life right now. So just be careful taking longs is all I can say here for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Take good care of yourself.